All right. Call the regular meeting of the Parks and Rec and Star Commission meeting to order. Thursday, October 16th, 2025. Let's do the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Phyllis.
Mr. Bell.
Here.
Ms. Dembski.
Here.
Ms. Duda.
Here.
Ms. Geddard.
Here.
Mr. Karras.
Here. All right. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I do.
A deletion, hopefully?
No. I know, it's, charges for the Gilcher Christmas front entrance.
Another one?
Well,
Or is it the one we looked at last time?
no, those are the first two. There's 3, 4. But the fourth one is the final payment,
Okay.
so.
So that will be 8, J? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Additions, subtractions? Alrighty, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda as corrected?
Motion to adopt the agenda with the correction, adding letter J. Gilcher Christmas charges for opening.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion carries. Consent agenda, approval of the minutes and accounts payable. Everybody had a chance to look over the minutes and the accounts payable?
Yes, I do have a question on the accounts payable though. And I did sign the check, but I asked that it be held because I signed a check for Romeo Community Schools for quarterly facility / pool,
Yes.
third quarter, July 1st through September 30th for $11,250. My question was, I thought we couldn't use the pool this summer. So the question is, are we still supposed to be paying rent for that in the entire time, even though we've lost funds for all the programs associated
Right,
with the pool for the summer? So that was kind of my question, is I don't understand why we're paying it. And then I asked if there was a lease, and I don't think there is. So the question is, what's historically been?
Well, the agreement is old.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is the agreement. I don't know if you have any different thoughts on it.
I mean, they've been closed before too. It's not pretty, I mean, it is something that we can absolutely, when we meet with Todd, talk about, but,
I think we're
charge per year.
I think we're late. Yeah, it is a charge per year. I think
Oh, it's a yearly charge.
Yeah, and we just pay it quarterly.
Okay,
I think we're kind of late to bring up.
okay.
However, in our agreement that we would like to have with them, that's certainly a point to add, to the agreement is the amount of use. And
I guess I would have thought that it would have been questioned when we were told, you can't use the pool for 3 months or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It just seems like a lot of money to pay. And then in addition, we lost all the money for the programs that when we would have used the pool. So it just seems like a lot to spend.
I think they still need, I think it's really for the maintenance of it.
Okay.
And I think they still have to maintain.
Well,
They don't-
originally, yeah, we started paying that amount, or actually we started lower, and then it moved up to that amount but it is for the overall maintenance. We pay for additional fees for when we use it on the weekends. We are billed hourly. for that.
Okay,
So
okay.
this bill is just, but with that said, maybe I should
Yeah, a
have
lease,
thought-
if I would have seen a lease, that probably would have answered the
Yeah.
question, but a document doesn't exist, or does it?
We have
Well,
we
we
do
have an
have,
agreement, we have an agreement.
we do have
A
an agreement.
handshake
Yeah.
agreement?
No,
Oh.
it's written, it's
Okay,
written.
all right,
So,
all right, I just never have seen it, so that's why I'm questioning it.
Yeah.
All right, okay, makes sense.
And I don't think it really spells out anything like that in the agreement either. Again,
it's-
it's-
Well, it
There's
makes
nothing in
more
there about-
sense that if you're saying that the charge is for maintenance and that's why we're paying it, that makes a little more sense. I was assuming it was rent. Do you see what I'm saying?
No.
Like
Yeah.
renting
Right.
the pool.
Right.
no, it's for, no, if we had to rent it, would be a lot more. But that was the whole agreement with the schools and Parks and Recreation and being able to use it.
Okay,
But it is for all of the goods.
okay, all right, makes sense.
So I have a first-timer question, I guess.
Sure.
What is a lift station?
Oh.
There's
If you would have asked me
been there
that a couple years
times.
ago, I would not have known. But what happens is that it's the level, when the sewer comes out of the building, the level, the grade is lower, so the lift station has to pump that up so that it can go into the sewer.
So then it flows down into
Yeah.
the sewer system. Because the building is lower than the pipe out at the
Gotcha.
street.
I didn't know that a few months ago either.
No.
Yeah. I mean, in most all, I mean, we have several in Bruce Township, Washington Township has some. Yeah.
So excrement doesn't always flow downhill.
No,
At some
pump,
point-
it gets pumped
at some
uphill
point
and then
it-
rolls downhill.
A little levity.
It's all right, it's all right.
Okay, so I will make a motion to adopt the consent agenda, including the minutes from September 18th, 2025, accounts payable September 16th through October 10th, and the treasurer's report.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Duda,
Yes.
Ms. Getter,
Yes.
Mr. Carey.
Yes.
Legal counsel.
I have no legal report tonight, but I think issues like what were just raised about agreements that might be stale or need to be reconsidered as to whether they should be revised. Claire, if you give me a heads up on some of those or bring them to my attention, we can see if they can, all of the potential issues are addressed on a going forward basis.
Oh, yeah, well,
I'm not sure if I've seen that.
our intent obviously is to, before we do anything, is to, get it to you.
Well, it sounds like it's an existing agreement.
Yeah, it's
but-
from
but I don't know what the term is.
2011?
Yeah.
2011, I think?
So we've been,
It's like 6 or 7.
A year,
yeah.
been a long time.
But we have been meeting with the superintendent, and he came up, I believe, with something that we'll be looking at the next time that we meet,
Okay,
which
Maybe.
is,
yeah,
I'll make,
I haven't, I'll update when we get
Okay.
down there.
yeah. Okay. Public comments? Barna, anything? No. Okay,
Can I do one?
sure,
And thank you for answering my email.
no problem.
Earlier today, I got on the PNR website and I tried to find the visual from the last meeting, just to look at it. And I had difficulty doing it. Bob, thank you for responding. If I understand what you're saying is, it's either available on the Bruce Township website, if it's in Bruce, which we are, or if it's in Washington.
It's at WBRW.
Yeah, but you mentioned something, putting some instructions or something on the Parks and Rec website so that
Yeah,
the citizens can see that easier and they won't have to.
yes. No, that is something we need to,
And-
that's why I copied Clara.
Okay. And I'm sorry, this is the wrong time, but I've got the minutes from last meeting where I attended. I see some things where my name is mentioned. Is this the time to talk about those, or should they be discussed some other way? Or?
We can talk about them now.
Okay, so, under 8C, committee charges, says Ms. Russell asked if the board was ready to discuss the board charges to the older persons, parentheses, temporary title committee. Here, next sentence, Mr. Matthews has agreed to chair the, I'll be glad to do. Suggested that a survey be taken, dealing with final charges. I'm just reading what's here. He will be forwarding his report to Macomb County on the subject of social isolation. That's done. I think I gave some of you that. Now, I have the draft that Phyllis, I think you gave me. And I go back and I reread that. And this is the draft of the procedure for the new committee. So at some point, I'll be ready. Would that be you and I, Claire, to talk about it? Or?
Yes.
The whole board is.
The whole, I mean, yes, so there, once we get to that subject, there is an application out to see who would be interested in being on this committee.
Okay. You saw my input about
Yes.
the makeup, but I think that makes sense.
It does, but, I mean, it
So we can
sort of-
get.
Yeah. It depends who-
But you got to start somewhere.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
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 Okay, great. So what do you want me to do with this? Just sit tight? Continue to,
Yeah, because that's on
It's on
item
the-
C, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it is on
8C.
the agenda this time, we're gonna be talking about it.
sorry. Oh,
It's on the agenda later on.
I'm sorry, I didn't read that.
No, that's okay.
Helping a friend today who's in trouble, so, all right, I mentioned. All right, so that's that one. And then I'll wait for the others. All right, thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
No, no,
That's okay.
we don't often get public comment.
Right.
Claire, you're up. New business, 8A.
Okay, so first topic, 8A is Venture HR PTO plan. Brenna is here, and she is going to walk through where we are at.
Yeah.
Hey, Berna White, accountant, accounting manager, HR liaison, whatever you'd like to call me for tonight. Okay, if you look at, and I apologize for my, my spreadsheet, IT and spreadsheets are not my best thing, but they highlighted what, you know, they're rolling the ESTA into this so that our part-time employees have, everyone has their PTO written normally. One of the things we discussed was that we currently have, our vacation, sick, and personal time is separated out, and Adventure says that's like almost not heard of now. They also thought our PTO was a lot, what we're allowed to carry over and what we get, but my spreadsheet kind of outlines where we're at with what everyone gets currently, what Adventure proposed that most companies would do, and I did explain to them that we do work for a little bit less money for, you know, better benefits, and, you know, vacation, sick, and personal are part of that, but rolling it all into one lump sum because we don't really, you know, employees earn time, we don't really care if they're sick, if they want the day off, we'd probably prefer that they, you know, let us know they're going to be off. It's just easier to navigate. So they want to roll it all into one PTO. So what I proposed we had done, and there's a, if you look at the 5 to 10 line where we're currently at 240, the way our policy is currently written, it says if you're over 10 years, you get an additional 8 hours for each year worked, but, and it might be the, you know, year completed. But when I put it in like that, the way it says, if you're over between 10 and 11, be 248, well, then it comes out if you're 14 or 15 years that you end up at the 15 year when you're actually just over 14 years. So that was a little confusing. And to try to like average it out, whereas if you're at the 12 years, just to make it 264, they wanted us to kind of lump it into a few buckets, so to speak. So if you're at 10 to 11 years, you start at 264. That whole bucket is 264. So that was the proposed thing. And then also for, what else do they have on here? For the part-timers, right now we have carryover is allowed up to 520 hours, so we kept that the same. On the payout, for separation of employment for full-time employees, the payout is only 380 hours, even though you can carry over 520, because right now, if you were to leave, you could cash out on 45 days of vacation time, but only 25% of the 80 hours that you would have for sick time. So instead of being 80 hours, I put it in there as 20 hours. So it'd be your 360 hours. No, not the 520. You would get, I think it was, you would get 360 hours of full-time pay that you could get, which would be your rollover time. The max they can have is 520 with your rollover plus your current year's time. So you could get your 360 hours of paid vacation, and then rather than 80 hours of sick time, I reduced it to 20 hours rather than trying to figure out, 25%, since we're going to put it all into one bucket. Requesting an absence, they have highlighted, but I don't see any changes really there. And with the part-timers with their ESTA, they can roll over up to 72 hours, and they earn the 1 hour per 30, which we are doing, and we did front load. They suggested front loading as well, but the system will actually keep track of it. I have to do a true up before we go live with the new payroll system to see where everybody is. Carryover up to 520 hours. Yeah, so the carryover is 45 days of vacation, and then the 20 days of sick time is what's allowed to carry over, and that equates out to 520 hours. We went over to hours because some people would use a half a day, and it was just easier to go with hours. And that's what they're proposing, so we can make.
What do you think?
What do I think?
What are your thoughts on what they're proposing?
Well, what they proposed, I think you'd have a lot of upset people, because it would take everyone's PTO down, 100 hours. So everyone would lose like 2 weeks, I think. Even your 15-year employees, which is the max. I listened to some of the things they had to say, but I don't think that anybody, we can't take away. I mean, that's a lot of hours to take away from someone. They also did not think that we should roll over 520 hours, but I said, again, if you were to try to give someone their current time and then get them to use 520 hours in the year, they're going to miss probably most of the year of work. So
I have a question. Do you know how many people have 520 hours to
let me think.
use
I think
of rollover?
just 3, so half. There's some
I mean,
people.
that's significant.
There's some people with 0.
Okay. Okay.
So what she did was she figured it out, and she's like, well, 520 hours at $20 an hour, just to round it out, would be, about $10,000 if somebody were to leave, and that's probably on the light side.
Mm-hmm.
So on your, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
On your chart here, where you have the 3 vacation, sick, personal, and then the current total,
Yes,
that's what you're working under currently.
yes,
And then Venture is proposed this other chart.
yes. Yeah, that's what they originally
Well,
came in
I think
with.
is it eVenture is the one line, but then you're proposing
Yes,
on the last line.
Oh, okay.
yes, exactly.
So my whole goal with the PTO policy, I can't speak for everyone on the board, but I didn't go into this thinking we should take anything away from anybody. having said that, there are certain things in this policy that are extremely excessive from my perspective, but I also have never worked in government, so I don't know if it's, I'd be curious to know what
We,
Bob's opinion is on that.
Well, here, the township, we have just switched this year with our new contract. We're union, so with our new contract, from a front-loaded system like you guys are using to a, you earn X number of hours per pay period based on your years of service. And basically, person in their first year is gonna earn 1 week. 2 and 3 years, 2 weeks. And it goes up, but it maxes out at 175 hours, which is 5 weeks. We allow you to carry over 70 hours, or that's what we're still working on that, but it looks like it's going to be 70 hours. And we do break out vacation, PTO, and sick. Because realistically, sick time, they're not interchangeable. Sick time you use when you're sick. And I don't know, in our contract, if you're off for, top of my head, I think it's 4 days. After that, they can ask for a doctor's excuse if you're still on sick leave. And I mean, I think that's pretty common. Our firefighters' contract is a little different because they're working 24-hour shifts and things like that, so it looks a lot different than ours. From my career with the federal government, we were allowed to carry over 240 hours a year. We earned our vacation time and our sick time separately. And it was so many hours based on your years of service. But the maximum there was 205 hours that you could earn in a year, and you could only carry over 240. So, I mean, that's just from what, in private sector, is probably more restrictive than that. I know from my time in the private sector, it was much more restrictive than that. But I also realize, as you mentioned, that that there is an offset because of the pay situation on the public side, and especially when you get things like Parks and Rec. It's a different form of compensation, if you will. So, you know, that you asked for, that's what I got.
Well, you know, I'm not necessarily surprised. What I'm surprised by is the amount that can carry over, and then the number of hours that can be earned for full-time employees. And then there is a whole nother caveat to all of this with the comp time, which isn't really addressed in this, but I'm assuming that what we're using as comp time also plays a factor into the PTO. So again, I didn't go into this thinking, hey, we need to take all this away, but I also didn't understand, based on the way the previous handbook was written, I didn't really understand the dynamics of all of this, and now that I'm seeing it in black and white, I'm just surprised by it. And again, I don't want to take anything away from what people have now, but I would personally recommend that maybe moving into the future, like, we do something that's more
Well, in that,
standard.
yeah, I mean, and that being said, just from, because you basically administer this, so that's why I'm looking to you. Is lumping it all into one pot easier, better
It's much easier.
than having it in 3 pots. And I don't know what our procedures are now regarding it, the use of sick leave versus vacation.
Well, right now, like if somebody has a doctor's appointment that they're going to be gone for, they can use their sick time for that.
Right.
And it's time earned, so, I mean, we use it.
Well, yes and no. I
Yeah.
mean, the way that, again, in my previous career and here, sick time is a benefit, unlike vacation. Well, vacation is a benefit, but sick time has a specific purpose.
Like sick kids.
Right, sick kids, sick family, sick dog, you know.
Pregnant dog.
I mean,
Puppies.
so there is a difference. It just depends on how the management, which is what we pay Clara for, wants to address the situation, and I certainly want to hear Clara's thoughts on it too, as well. I was kind of shocked at the amount of carryover. The 500 and some odd hours seems to be a whole lot. But again, like I said, I certainly don't want anybody to lose any time, and I don't want, but maybe we need to look to the future, and of course how we do that is that's always, and we've gone through a lot of gyrations here with the new union contract as well. So
I mean, there's, a couple ways maybe to look at it. If we want to change that 520, do we want to cash them out on so many hours a year? I mean, you can't,
Well,
like,
that's-
we're halfway through the year, so we can't really like,
right, and that's
but we
the-
could slowly cash them out so many hours.
Well, and that's what,
year.
that's what is part of like the contract here, is that hours of, and again, this is memory, so it's foggy, over a certain number can be cashed out, or rolled over up to a certain number. So, I mean, that's another way of doing it. It really would affect the budget in the first year that you did it.
Yes.
So that's something to consider. And we certainly would have to, figure it out and do a budget amendment. And I know that keeping it probably at a once a year front loading the time is easy, or than doing it, but then again, if you have a payroll system that's doing it, they just, once they input it in the computer, it just, so that's the other side of it. I mean, and I believe that's what we're going to, correct?
So can I say something? So I work for a public institution. So we earn 16 hours a month, okay? And then we max out at 360 hours a year. That's all we can carry over. And if you don't use the 360 hours, then you lose it. And then they switched over to this system, and then they did exactly what you said. They paid out their employees that had more than the 360 hours. And then that's all you could carry over was that 360 hours. So when I look at these numbers, this is quite excessive. And I work for 3 public institutions right now. We've never had 520 hours that we carry over, or 520 days. This is just, it's very accessible. So I look at it that, yes, I think it should be all lumped in together because it's easy for accounting and keeping track of everything. It's just easier. So I can respect that, yes, sick time is supposed to be used for sick time, but as you mentioned, and I appreciate it, when you work for a public institution, you take less salary because you get more benefits. So I can appreciate the time earned and the time off. I think it's a benefit because you're taking less salary. You've earned this time. You should be entitled to take it for whatever reason. That's how I look at it.
Agreed.
I'll say, nice.
Sure.
That, so, the Parks and Rec, just because I've been there for a long time, so, and I know that the handbook has remained the same for a long time, so the handbook came from Washington Township and Bruce Township when it was created. But then Washington Township at the time, and I don't know if Bruce did, but they had retirement,
Healthcare.
healthcare retirement. So Parks and Recreation did not.
Right.
So then they would negotiate different things because they had this. Ours pretty much remained the same, and that is why we got to the point that it looks so excessive, you know, and it does. Well, honestly, I really don't know, because I just don't. It's not, whatever, it's not my interest, because I know that I have enough time that I can work and take off. But definitely I know that the full-time staff would have concerns. I mean, I understand, like, moving forward, how we do this, but I would like to see, like, the staff that we have now grandfathered in somehow so that we don't lose 2 weeks or lose anything. Because we have went through all of the struggles of different things over the years, and now I know that raises, and you guys have been helping to move us to the point where we look like we have a normal salary. So, and I imagine as we go forward, it's not gonna go down, it's gonna go up, so then the benefits would equal out to that. That makes sense to me. But with that said, I am concerned about, you know, in my head this whole time, I was like, oh, well, we're grandfathered in, you know? So, I mean, I really haven't given it that much thought, but there are other staff that have given it great thought and have brought, you know, notes to me and, you know, wanted to make sure, and they would have come tonight probably and spoke on it. But they just want to make sure that they're not going to lose what they have. But with that said, I don't know where this 520 comes in. Like, I hate to sound so, I should know this, right? Because these are my benefits, but I don't necessarily know. It has not been of interest to me, or I haven't.
Well,
I don't
think-
understand all the fine details right now because I've been occupied.
I think that what concerns me is how many people are with the organization that have been there longer than 15 years?
There's 3.
Okay. So 3 people, and I'm assuming they're the 3 that that currently have 520 hours that can carry over. So when you think about that, let's say they decide to use all 520 hours along with their current pay. That's 100 days or 20 weeks off. So you would be without an employee, and let's say they all do it at the same time. Who's gonna work those hours? You would have to hire somebody to make up for something like that. That's my concern. Is that gonna happen? Probably not. But from a taxpayer's perspective, that's a lot of hours that we're paying people that aren't actually there. And if it's a benefit and it's earned in all of those things, then I don't think people have a problem with that when it's reasonable. It's just that this seems excessive in what my experience is anyway. And then that's why I was asking the question, you know, maybe I'm out of the loop because I'm old school too.
Well, I guess to allay some of your concerns about, management has the right to manage.
Right,
So
yes.
they shouldn't approve vacation
Agreed.
for
This
an
is
excessive amount of time.
Right.
And I know your current staff
Right.
is aware of busy times and when they can and can't take vacation
Okay.
and things
Yep.
like. However,
Right.
they might not always be there. You know?
Right.
But like I said, And the same question came up when we were talking about our benefits, was, well, you know, management can say, you can't have those 3 weeks off in a row, or, you know, you know, I can let you have one, or I, you know, so, I mean, there is that.
Right.
So
I
my
agree with that.
So my question is, do these employees have short-time disability? Are they eligible for short-time?
Short and long-term, yes.
Okay. Because some institutions will allow you to have this amount. They don't offer short-time disability. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because this gives you 6 months of time that you can take off and use for short-time disability. But if that's already a benefit they can get, then we're back to this being excessive amount of time.
So that, not that this is gonna make us sound any better, because I feel like we had so much, but we traded our retirement, because it used to be 15%, and we want to know that we traded, but the commission and the townships agreed that they would take away, and we are now at 12% retirement, so they gave us the short term. Like, we've had long term, but
Got it.
we just recently,
Yeah.
I don't know how recent, but like probably 15 years now, but
I was going to say, it's been there since I've been there, so,
yeah, well.
but don't
it
ask me
wasn't
when that was either.
It was, Kathy Boshears was in office and Dan O'Leary, so whenever that,
No, it does, and I don't know, this is totally just popped into my head, so I don't, Dan may have to pipe in on this one. And when it comes to like disability, do people have to use their sick leave first before disability kicks in? And if you have it in one pot, is that an issue?
I think you can't draw disability for so many days. You have to be off so many days to be able to, and in that case, yes, you would have to use your, part of your PTO to cover before short-term disability would kick in.
I mean, I don't know.
the short
don't know.
took you to the long, right?
Yeah.
What I understood.
I guess, yeah, it would. I mean, those are just things to consider too, is, you know,
Well,
there's-
fortunately, we haven't had anyone really
Right.
off, so I'm not that brushed up on the short-term or long-term and what the
Right.
requirements are.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Some communities have the EAP program, employee assistance.
Right.
Maybe someone's got a behavioral problem or
right.
it's like, does any of our 3 communities have such a, I don't know, I'm asking, have such a program?
Don't we have that through the HR,
See the, yeah,
MI?
Washington, through CARE. I don't know if Bruce,
I don't take the benefits from Bruce because I have my retirement benefit,
Yeah.
but so I don't know what they have.
but they
I'm beyond help,
offer, and
so.
then they have seminars, you know, on mental health and different things.
To address different things.
Mhm.
Yes, it does exist, yes.
Excuse me. Tom, I need you to move that mic so it's between the two of you, please. When I went to do the minutes from the recording, as you know, I sent out the email and I couldn't.
That's why I'm talking into this one.
Everybody needs to do that. Please, because and especially don't talk to each other. Talk out so that it records properly in case I do have a question.
So are we looking to approve the way the policy's written? Because I know there's some stuff you have to do from an HR perspective.
Well, right now, the way that Eventure wrote it is what we're going with for Paycor, which is why we pretty much had the push to get this done. And, you know, like I said, they're carrying over 520 hours now, and it's been
Okay.
for several years. So, you know, if we do decide to change that, I think it should be a gradual decrease with payout or whatever, but that's my opinion. You know, I don't think we really want to pay out 200 hours per employee, you know, in a year, but maybe we do. Or, you know, maybe they have big vacation plans and they can use up some of it to reduce it too. I don't know. I know I can't, but That's beside the point. So yes, we need to figure out, and we can tweak anything we want on here, but we need to have like a starting point for Paycor, the payroll company, so they know what to put in the system if we have to change things down the road. So right now, what is in here is what they have. And yeah,
How hard is it to change stuff if,
well, I mean, I think as long as we change it like on a 4-1 starting basis, where we're going to do something, or if it's a payout, that's a, what do they call it? A special check run, if they're going to pay it out. I mean, I think we can do anything at any time, but the commission has to approve it. So we have that, little time frame coming in there. And I don't know, a 4-1, if we run with this and then we change it, maybe a 4-1 starting date so that we're not constantly moving money around, or,
well, I mean, personally, I would feel better if we had a little more time to really consider what we're doing and being fair to everybody before making any changes to what's currently happening. But I don't know what's everybody else think.
This proposed policy runs from April 1st through March 31st, right? That's what it seems to suggest in the
I mean, that's when our fiscal year is, and
first paragraph, second line says the company's PTO calendar year is April 1st
yes.
to March 31st.
Yeah,
This is what they're doing now. So this is just to give this to Paycor, correct?
Yes.
That's the existing.
This is the existing.
And I see at the bottom of it, it says created 9/25 of 25. So, but that's the existing policy.
So what it was is Paycor drafted this up using the existing policy as a guideline.
Okay. But this presumably sets forth the policy as it exists right now.
Yes.
Yes.
This?
Yes.
Yeah, really the whole thing. I mean, there were certain things they highlighted
Except the
because
change.
they're somewhat new, like the part-time accrual. Is that new? I think you,
Yeah, I guess according to the ESTA law, we don't have to allow employees to roll over anytime it's a use it or lose it. But, again, people that have been there part-time, why do we want to take away from them? They have sick kids or sick family or doctor's appointments as well. And that's what ESTA was put out there for, so people don't have to feel like they're losing part of their money just because they're away from work. So, and if salary rolls over, we think that part-time should roll over as well, up to the 72 hours. That's allowed by ESTA law.
I have a question, Bob. So the 500 number, 500 plus number that you're talking, is that combined vacation, sick pay, and PTO?
Yes, it would be 45 days or 360 hours of vacation time
Okay.
and 20 days or 160 hours of sick time.
I had another question, give me a minute. Oh, that was just a comment. From a person who used to do payroll the old-fashioned way, before computers came into the world, I would rather see them separate on a pay stub as to sick time, vacation time, and PTO. Because then it's much easier when the employee comes to you and says, how much time do I have left? It's easier in the system to know what's PTO time, what's vacation time, rather than lumping it all into one category on the pay stub.
but I think the way that we're proposing, or they're proposing, is that the employee can use their time however they want, correct?
Yes.
It doesn't matter if they're sick or if they're taking, a vacation, you get to use it however you want to use it.
So,
Which that is becoming a lot more standard in today's,
Yeah.
in today's market, I guess, as far as benefits go. So I'm pretty used to that. I would say the last 10 years especially, there's been a huge shift towards that. And then the changing, I think all the people that were sort of holding out of changing, now that this new part-time sick time came into play, they decided to roll it over because there were some things in that policy or in those requirements that made it difficult from a management standpoint to track it all. So a lot of HR companies are just saying, just call it PTO, and they can take the time however they want.
Okay.
Yeah,
and-
that was their
And I
recommendation.
hear correctly that it's front-loaded?
Well, that's what's being proposed, and that's the way we were doing it, correct?
Yeah, April 1st.
Okay.
So you earn it as soon as the new year rolls over.
Yeah, upon completion of the year, so then our new fiscal year is 4/1.
Are you, when you say front-loaded, is it for the next coming year or for the past year?
Well, it's earned from the previous year,
Okay.
and then you get it in the current year.
Drop it all in at one time?
Yes.
Okay, I got it, thank you.
You're
Well,
welcome.
well, now on this sheet, it says 0 to 1 year, 120 hours.
Right.
0 to 1.
Which means that's what they start with.
Oh, so that's sick and personal. Okay, so no
Oh, yeah.
vacation, sick and personal.
I was like, wait, I didn't get that.
Yeah, you did.
I know, but when you said 120, I was like, wait, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
So does that mean they're uploaded 20 hours on their first day of starting employment? Because it says 0 to 1 year. So does that mean whoever's hired their very first day, they get 120 hours?
No,
So it's 90 days.
it should be after the first year.
Okay.
Yeah. Those numbers should all be backed up a little bit.
Does it say that somewhere?
No, but
The 90 days.
Just says they're uneligible to take time until
90 days,
passing their 90
Right.
days. But it doesn't say that this 120 hours is uploaded.
oh, well, right here it says during the first year of employment, proration of time will be based upon the month an employee is hired. So the first year is prorated.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So if you hire in halfway through the year, you get half.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we could change that to be an accrual too. I mean,
Is that an option for
Well,
them
that's
to
what-
accrue it every month?
in the first year, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, everything's pretty much an option.
Okay.
They just need to know what we want the policy to be so that they can set up Paycor.
Yeah, this is a baseline for us to get started, and this is the time that we need to talk about it, think about it, and decide which way you guys want to go with it. Now, none of this is set in stone.
But
the
this is
system,
going to start next month.
Well, everybody already has their hours in play
Okay,
because we're already into the fiscal year.
right.
okay.
Right.
So this basically states what we have now, and if we want to change it going forward, we would put a start date on whatever changes we make, that this is the new policy and it starts effective this date.
Okay.
So moving forward, you would upload this, or is the company uploading this? So if we decide to do, instead of uploading it a full amount, and if we decide to do it like bi-monthly, is the company going to keep track of this, and are they going to upload this?
Yes, they will keep track of it.
Okay, perfect.
Times I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we don't want to add any more onto your duties and responsibilities.
Yeah, I have to do the true up on the ESTA in the next couple of weeks too, because we did front load them based on average hours last year, and there's probably people that have more ESTA hours that are due, but if they don't use them by March 31st, they can roll them over, but I need to get all that done, so when we start with our punches on October 25th, that everything should be correct.
So do the staff, would you ever want to hear from the full-time employees, or you know what, I mean, this is a benefit or.
Yeah, I know what it is. I would never not want to hear from
Yeah,
the employees.
Agreed.
Because I'm open. I just, I like Kim, I mean,
Right.
I look at it, and Michelle, I look at it from, we look at it from our perspective, that what we've lived through.
Right.
And I'm sure John has, and Kim, Tim, I mean, Pam, one of those.
I had to do the, say,
Yeah.
I already know.
So, you. So, I mean, I certainly don't mind, but I think we need to let's start here
Yeah.
and then let's look at it, at another point.
Because I had been approached today, and again, I'm not really versed in all of this, but one of the employees felt that somehow, and I don't even know that I can explain how, but that with this, will automatically be short a day.
Okay, so what happened on that one? When I was going through this, I realized that that employee has been overpaid after their 10 years by 8 hours for the past couple of years. So that was my error, because the way our policy is written with the, if you have it here, it's like, you have 5 but less than 10 years is 120. 10 but less than 15 is 120 plus 8 hours for each year. So if you look at the bottom line of my spreadsheet where it says the 14 to 15, so basically where it says 10 to 11, 11 to 12, those first numbers should be crossed out, and we should just go with 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. After their completion of the 10th year, they should have gone with the extra 8 hours. But I didn't wait till they finished that 10th year. So they got paid that early for at least 1 year, probably 2, maybe even 3, 2 years, I think. So they received an extra 8 hours for the last 2 years. And now they're worried that they're going to lose it by, if you adopt this proposed 264. But if you look at the last line where it says 14 to 15 years is 280, well, that means anyone that's a day over 14 years would earn the same as a 15-year employee. So technically, they've gotten an extra 16 hours because of my error. And I'm not afraid to admit I make mistakes. So the only way around that to appease the one employee would be to change the 15 plus to 14 plus, which, like I said, they've already received 2 days because of my error and the way the policy reads it. It is very cloudy, but I didn't realize it until I put this together for eVenture, that I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense, because then if you're a day over 14 years, you would be at the same rate as a 15-year employee. So I have calculated it wrong from the day over 10 years.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and then I just go back into I don't know how you do that.
Basically, they think they had more time than they do, but at the 14 years, they'd be earning 15-year hours. So,
And this is because there's a difference between what's current versus what Verna's proposing for the 10 to 14 plus mark, correct? Because she's proposing 200, because somebody that is, say, at 10 years would earn more time.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
somebody
it's at the
who's-
10, 11-year mark, right?
yeah, it was a hire date issue where most of us have hire dates of 4/1 to kind of make it convenient. And it's like a January hire date, and the other one is September. So when you actually write it all down and they complete that first year of work, I made an error and paid that extra 8 hours in the previous years. And we can't go back and take that back or take it off of their time because it was my mistake. However, going forward, I need to be accurate. So even if we stay with the policy we have now, Yeah. One person, 1 day, for 1 year.
Well, I think it's the thought process that it's being taken away.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's not, they actually benefited 2 years.
Right, they should be happy, right?
Right.
Should be
That was me,
happy, yeah.
So, listen, I'm bringing it, and honestly, that's Brenna's thought process too, is that we make it right, but I don't,
Well, that person isn't losing anything. They actually got sick.
well, really, there's two people, right, that kind of fall into that.
No, one is January and one is September, so the other one does not. I didn't make the same error on the second person.
Well,
I don't,
again, I don't think we're making any changes, correct?
Not yet.
Not yet. So.
No, not until you guys
For-
need to doctor this up, write it up, change whatever you
For
want.
today's meeting, do we table
I
this?
would suggest leaving things as they are right
Leave-
now.
right.
And establish a task force committee, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
of interested parties to work it out. Give them 60 days or
And I
something.
propose our HR professional be a part
Something.
of that.
I was wondering when we were going to hear from him.
Way to go.
Right.
thanks, Kim. Yeah, I like that.
I have one note that I think is interesting. When you go from 10 to 14 years, you're at 264 hours. But then once you hit the 15 mark, you're at 280. That's only 16 more hours between those two.
Yeah,
It's like going backwards instead of continuing and awarding someone for staying with us for over 15 years. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's kind of weird,
right.
I think.
It's
Backwards.
it's the way it's written in that 10 to 14 year mark that is very,
Yeah, you should be awarding them with something else, more than less. No one's going to want to continue working because you're earning less hours.
Job satisfaction?
Okay, we're good.
Just like.
yeah, because it's only a 40-hour difference between the,
Take it away. That's hard. It's hard. And I know even like that it's just 8 hours, but if you feel like, you've been working and working and like you wait for April to.
I never got more than 2 weeks vacation in my life, ever.
No, I get it, but then there's all,
No
I
matter
mean,
how long I worked there.
this job is unique because it doesn't just end and you're.
Right.
Right.
I mean, not saying that other people's
you're
jobs
right.
are not,
You're
but it
right.
is definitely a unique area.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just want to be appreciated. Okay.
Okay, so is that what?
So you want to go?
Go ahead, you go ahead.
I make a motion that we continue with things as they are, providing the information that we currently are using to Paycor, and that we form a committee to look into concerns over PTO and how it's administered.
And can I ask if eVenture can have the comp, can we review the comp time with that? Because they go hand in hand. Feel like that's another thing that eVenture's working on, a policy for comp time as well.
Okay.
So can we review those at the same time? Because otherwise we're gonna be in the same boat
Okay.
once we realize how those play together.
have they started working on the comp time, do you know?
I thought they were going to, that was one of the ones, there were 5 policies they were working on administering right away. I
Okay.
think they put this one first because it's most important with Paycor. But comp time has to be considered in this, in my opinion.
Yeah, because we do need to know how to track that as well through Paycor.
Okay, add that.
I got it.
Thank
Are
you.
you gonna put a time limit?
Which time you need, John?
Wait till you see.
You could decline stuff, you know. You have to just go along with Kim.
Right.
I mean, if it's not critical until the beginning of the fiscal year, then we just leave it alone. But I was thinking 120 days, maybe.
Yeah,
It's time to meet and come up
Would
with
it
something.
impact at all your proposed budget, which has to be provided to? the
By
townships
January, yeah.
January 31st?
right, so maybe we go 90 days, 'cause that would be,
Well, will it, I mean, the only thing that would affect the budget is if you guys
Do a
If we
payout.
do the,
decide to do the payout on the 520s.
yeah.
But again, I propose that if you do decide to do that, that it's done incrementally. I mean, maybe not all in the first year,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's all stuff that.
or is it?
we'll need to-
I don't know.
we'll need to talk about. I'm sure that whoever runs this committee will want to meet with you and Clara, and who else wants to be on this?
I'll be on it.
I would be on it too.
All right.
Michelle,
Mike,
Michelle and Kim?
yeah,
Okay.
you want to be on it, John?
Sure.
No.
Absolutely.
Can we
Do you have less than a quorum?
Oh, yeah, we
Oh, yeah.
can't have a
You
quorum.
probably only have two.
Yeah. Who wants to back out?
I do.
You
Me?
have the HR. Okay, so I think it's important an HR person.
Yeah.
For
I
sure,
agree.
Yeah.
In it.
for sure.
I'll do it, or Michelle, if you want to do it,
So-
you can do it.
I'm okay. I'll step away.
No fighting, no
I
fighting.
know, right?
Okay.
John, Michelle, and Kim?
But you can only have two.
oh,
Yeah.
I share,
no,
so,
Kim. Sorry.
So Kim and
John
John.
and Kim. Okay, I got it. There's support.
Support.
All in favor? Aye.
aye.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
Damn, it's only A.
Is the next item,
Get up a notch here, guys. We
Clara, do you have,
Item
30 minutes.
is 8B, the trip gratuity and petty cash.
did you put Paycor on there at all, or no?
No,
Would you like my thoughts on that?
I did not. Except for the venture, HR, PTO plan, no. Sorry. Does it go with the,
No, I mean, I didn't know if anyone wanted an update on the payroll system. But I'm in
Yeah.
there. I'm playing in there. So trying to run dual systems for payroll and the other one. So it's been fun. If any raises come through, you know, I got to put them in both systems, trying to make sure everything's where it should be. Nothing's been sent out to employees for
But
how they're
once
going
it
to.
goes in, you don't have to do anything else, right?
I think Adventure employees are approving it. I get a sheet that's, what do you mean once it goes in?
Well, like once you know, everybody's anniversary dates, things like that, I mean, then you're done, right?
Yes. I believe they're going to send an invitation to all employees because we're going to have all new HR forms filled out
Yeah.
because, you know, a lot of our files are antiquated and we need updates. I mean, there's some people that may or may not even have a file, but we're paying them. And so we need to get all that up to date. When I was in there playing around, there is a lot of missing information that I noticed, people's phone numbers and email addresses. So I need to get with them and find out how they plan to release this information with login information and PIN numbers to employees if there's no email addresses in the system. So every day, I've been on the phone pretty much every day with them with different things, just trying to get it so that we can start punching on October 25th, which would make our first payroll November 3rd. And I'm still hopeful for that date. Not so sure that everything's going to go into the right general ledger accounts, but we will see. And then, you know, it's going to be a process to make sure everything's in the right spot, but we're moving forward with it.
Okay.
Do you need me here for the trip thing?
no,
Okay.
that works.
The tip gratuity and the petty cash thing? Obviously, I mean, the petty cash thing, yeah, you need receipts. And I know our policy here, you don't get any money until you turn in a receipt, so.
we kind of do it a little bit backwards, but I do believe firmly that we are on track.
Okay. Yep.
Will be. And I will make sure that we are on track.
Now, the gratuity thing, I don't quite get.
So the gratuity, you mean for the bus driver?
Yeah, I'm seeing this thing, $100 gratuity for a bus driver?
So,
They get paid.
Yeah. They can be nice bus drivers or they can be ugly
Yeah.
bus drivers.
well, and
You know?
that's the one positive, if you do like the supervisor going from seat to seat to ask if you would like to tip. But for the ease and of the participants, we add it to the price, and then we just give it to the bus driver. And then if somebody really, really likes the bus driver, they can give them more if they want, but why would they? $100 is too much. But, you know, I mean, I get it. It's, I don't know. You know, I've never been a bus driver, and I haven't, but I know that I've been on fundraiser trips, and they get tipped.
How do you determine how much gratuity you're going to give
So,
a certain thing?
yeah, I can get that answer for you, but our trip programmer has a method of doing. Normally, our buses are about 50 passengers, so when it's a day trip, I'm assuming that's a $5 per person type of stipend that she adds to the ticket. And then if it goes longer, or if it's, you know, multi-stop, then it would go up from there. But I can find that answer out.
I mean, typically, I mean, tip employees are the people that make, what, $2 and something an hour. Bus drivers, I'm sure, are getting paid a lot more than that.
Yeah, I honestly, Bob, I really don't know,
Yeah.
but I know that, not that I have a life of riding bus trips, because I really don't like them, but the ones that I have went on, you know, they are tipped. I think that they, a lot of times they're part of the fun, or they make the trip, and I don't know, help people off, make them feel good, they get us there safe. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it is something.
I don't know, last bus I rode, you put quarters in the thing. It's,
Yeah.
you know, so,
It's definitely a
And I feel-
leisure bus. you
Yeah, and
know,
I feel like
so-
in general, the tip culture has kind of expanded
Oh.
beyond just like restaurant
it's
servers and
gone
whatnot. Because
crazy.
like, I mean, there's many places where people are making it over minimum wage and there's a tip jar out. But like even when we had movers, it was expected that we would tip our movers. Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I know.
I always tip my movers.
So if I look at Mr. Google, it says for a single day trip, a tip of 10 to 20% trip cost. Commonwealth, multiple day trips, good guideline is $4 to $10 a day. Would you say something about 5?
Well,
So
I'm going with that. We did a $100 tip, and we have 50 people on a bus. So that added up, right? Didn't it?
So that's
That'd be
$2.
I was just thinking, I'm like, wait, that
That's $2.
doesn't work.
well, what was the cost of the trip?
So they went to the Whitney? Is that the Whitney?
Probably $2 per person, because it was
Yeah, 250. I just did my math wrong.
people on the bus, $100.
Yeah.
So is there a
Find that.
concern that we're
So
not
is it-
tipping
is
them
that
enough?
included?
Is that,
I have a friend who is a
is
tour
that what it
guide
is?
No.
and rides on these buses every
Oh.
day. That's what she does for a living. I will get a hold of her and find out what their company pays as a tip generally for their drivers.
For their drivers.
Is the
She's
tip
a dope-
included
she's a dope-
in the cost
She
that
goes
each
around
They're
member?
putting, the Parks and Rec is adding a tip to the cost of the trip to the
Okay.
people.
And Plant Moran's saying you got to document, which
Yeah.
seems to make sense.
This issue,
So it's really not, it's already built in, the tip, right?
Right.
To
Yeah.
the extent they participate, there is a line item and a cost associated tip that each participant is paying.
Right. In
The question of whether or not that should happen or not is separate and distinct from the issue that Plant Moran says you need to
Right.
document it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that is more of the petty
But
cash.
isn't it-
Yeah,
but
that's
Like
why.
you said, isn't it documented in the plan for the trip?
But it has to be documented that the bus driver received the tip.
Right.
So like a
Okay,
receipt,
yeah,
they're given the tip, the bus driver signs off, yes, I
Oh,
received said
good
tip.
Lord. And now we gotta have waitresses tip, make a note that they,
Because it's coming from.
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
It's coming from the state.
I understand.
and there was no documentation getting back to the accounting department.
Right.
Whether or not there was documentation,
Right.
we don't know, but it wasn't getting back to the accounting department. So
yeah.
that's why it's on the agenda.
Okay, let me ask you a question. When they go on these trips, does the person who's leading the trip have that piece of paper where the costs are all figured out?
Oh, well, the programmer now completes a form that it will be a little bit more detailed.
Yeah.
2 items were left off.
Okay,
And then.
so they
our
can just turn that
supervisor-
form in?
Yes, but like here, like Berna was just talking
Yeah.
earlier, but like, you know, it says Gigi, like, we don't know.
Yeah,
who that
right,
is.
no.
And it could
Sign.
be,
What-
so, I know, right?
Yeah.
So we now have a line for
Okay,
printed.
so what do you need from us?
Nothing.
I had asked this be on, the agenda because I was involved with email communications that were going back and forth. The documents were not getting back to accounting, even though accounting said, we need this
Yeah.
documented. They didn't get back to accounting, so then it was suggested by one of the employees, well, then from now on, we'll just have the participants tip. And I said, well, hold on, like, that creates a whole nother issue, because now you're asking the participants to tip the driver at the end when they weren't doing that before. And I know I've been put in that position where I'm not expecting to tip, and then now all of a sudden I don't have cash on me. So my whole point was, this needs to be on the agenda if we're gonna change something. Sounds like, in the meantime, Clara kind of,
Took
Yeah,
care of
well,
it.
the
Took
more
care
I
of it.
Think about it, that part of it. And then I believe that we have and/or it will forever be that anytime, it's no different than when I go ask for petty cash and I get it. Like if I go to the store or whatever I buy, I bring her back my change and I bring her my receipt. And she puts it back in.
Exactly.
So I think it was, you know, there was absolutely an issue. We covered that issue.
okay.
We need it brought to where we don't ever have this conversation again.
Yes. Agreed.
So we're on to 8C then, right?
Yes.
Robert?
Isolation committee creation. So I did, or in your packet, there should be the application that is online.
Yep.
I know that one person has already come in, who is ecstatic and very much likes the idea of this. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't like the idea of conquering isolation and loneliness and being able to provide outlets and resources so that it's better than it was, you know? That's where we need to get to. And Tom, as you know, has gratefully said that he would be a part of this. I believe maybe run it or be, however the committee is going to be formed. I think that we'll see how the applications come in. They're due November 5th. And then,
When you say online, for my brain, tell me what do you mean by that? It's on our website or?
yeah, it's on our website and then we put it on Facebook just to reach out
okay.
to the people. Not that the application can be,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I must be brain dead, I didn't.
no, you're not. But you're right, I mean, here we are talking about how electronics is sometimes part of the problem, but hopefully we can make it part of the solution because it's not going away. But is that we reach out as many people as possible, so I
Okay,
can
now,
run copies.
here's another twist on it. For those of you, I'm sure you know that, for instance, Sam Praviti has his newsletter he sends out. And he's created a senior page towards the end. It's very nice. There's another section or somewhere else in his newsletter where he could put a call out for
Yeah.
caregivers, social workers,
Right, right,
gerontologists.
your list that you
Yeah.
have there, for
And
sure.
maybe, I don't know what Bruce and Romeo do as far as any kind of a
Well,
newsletter.
we do a newsletter,
Do it.
but with this new magazine,
Yeah, I was coming to that, thank you.
that,
Be a great spot.
that's replacing it.
Replacing.
And I don't know if Sam's going to replace his or not, but, because he'll have space in the new one, so I mean, that's, but that won't be
Yeah,
Right,
out in,
well, soon.
soon, yeah,
It'll be out for December.
right.
yeah, but thank you,
But
Claire,
not
for
before
getting,
November 5th. But if we don't get enough applications, we could always extend the deadline
Sure.
of it, so.
thank you
it
for
does-
doing that, it's great. Can I talk to you about that? Yeah, this-
And it doesn't mean we can't
Yeah.
start it.
but the
Right.
person, that I did hear you correct, someone thought it was a good idea and they were,
Oh, several people think it's a good idea. So, and then we had one retired school teacher, my second grade teacher, came in.
Wow.
And I know, and she remembers me. She actually applied. She will be great. And then there was another individual who came in, and Becky and I had talked to her, and this is her main drive. She's like a nonprofit who's trying to work on isolation and loneliness. So
So she's a Tom.
she's a top. I think that she will be, I hope that we get some of those people to apply, but if we don't, I'm sure we can have them come for one session
Yeah.
and talk to us, It might just be
well,
your average Joe.
remember, when you start the snowball at the top of the hill, it gets bigger when it gets to the bottom of the hill, so I'm hoping that.
No
turn-
lift station needed.
Yeah.
Are you interested or looking to have any, like, teenager students on the committee?
Well, let me answer it this way. In this report, this 37-page report I put together, social isolation, for instance, is broader than just older citizens.
Right.
It goes all the way to Gen Z, which is 1981 and older. So, and I don't want to focus myself just on the older community. I'm here for as I said in that one email, for people young and old. But this is a older adults advisory committee, and as I pointed out,
Okay.
Novi has one and Royal Oak has one, but I don't think they focus on I'll make a joke, the 22-year-olds. I don't know for certain.
But,
So I don't know how to answer your question. I'm sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was just going to say that I do think the isolation committee, it was temporarily named
Right, and that was
for just seniors, but I do think that,
I like the Citizen Connection Committee. I think that,
Yeah, and that's great. That's a good
Yeah.
question. You're exactly right. We don't have to limit ourselves.
right,
I may be able to find a student or two who has interest
and
in being a part of it if you're wanting that demographic.
Yeah, well, I'm open. I mean,
I would think we want to address
Yeah.
the entire
Yeah.
community, so yes, I mean, from my perspective.
And I do think we kind of need to lay down some groundwork or, to kind of, what's our goal? I mean, I know our goal,
Yeah.
but how do we get there? Or, what's our first
well,
thing?
we could start off in one framework, and then,
right.
what's that walk before you run?
Yeah.
That's an idea, but I think Pam's comment is well taken. Because, when we talked about that previous subject about, the idea of a facility, you know what I mean? It's there for everybody.
Right.
Not just for-
Right.
but- Okay, so
All right.
so I looked over this procedure, looks pretty good, actually. The one I got from Phyllis through, I think, maybe you put this together, Clara?
No, Phyllis.
Yeah, it's very good. So I have some ideas comments, and I'll send them to you.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
D,
So D is the Gilcher-Chrisman Pavilion change order for cameras.
for 8,300?
For, sorry, let me get there.
Yeah, 8,300.
Yeah, for 8,300, thank you. Discombobulated today. I feel we need them to, now that the pavilion is up. I don't necessarily know that we need them immediately, but as soon as the pavilion is up and as we move forward and we're talking about adding the restroom.
Yes.
I
Now, these are
think
going to be
connected
on the pavilion.
on the pavilion.
Right.
And the one will face the restroom.
Right.
And then the others will circuit more around the playground and around that area.
And kind of augment what we
Yeah.
already have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still having a lot of trouble?
I'm,
No, I mean, we've had some cars driving and doing the donuts, but we haven't also put the boulders in. So if there's a little space,
so hold up on, the paving project. is-
that. and,
Hold up
yeah,
on the
just,
boulders.
yeah,
Okay.
Us.
Anybody have any questions?
No, I agree, it needs to
Oh,
be
I agree.
there.
Want to make a motion?
Sure, I will make a motion to approve the change order of 8,300 for the additional cameras at Gilcher-Chrisman Park.
I'll second it. Oh, go ahead. You got it.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Ms. Dembski,
Yes.
Ms. Judah,
Yes.
Ms. Gitters,
Yes.
Mr. Carroll.
Yes.
Thank you. and I'll-
Restroom quote, Clara. I got questions on this one. Jeez, oh, Pete.
I know. So this is given to us as an example. This is not necessarily, it's just an example of what one would look like. But there's, like I asked him,
$150,000?
for the, you know,
And this is
I'm not surprised by
cheaper.
that.
I know, I actually wasn't either.
I'm like, this is a little prefab hut
oh no.
with 2 toilets in it and some grab bars.
Are there sinks?
This is cheaper than
Honestly,
building one
this
on
is-
the site?
This is for conversation only, so you can see, because I had asked for, and I do have, and it's ready in the email, other options that we can do. But the.
I mean, I would think we could build a black building like
Yeah, I
everybody
know, I
else
need to
has
see
for,
something because.
you know, a lot less than 150,000, you know.
Well, you might be right about that.
Yeah.
And that's not. the-
I might not, I don't, you
Yeah.
know, I just, that price hit me, it's like,
Yeah,
they're tied up with
I was
something.
gonna say, we are, that poor program has a lot of asks.
I didn't spend a lot of time on this, honestly, because I put it in there so.
I mean, I
that you
like
would
the
have
idea, I've seen them, and
Yeah.
you know, I
Well,
just
we had
didn't know
talked
they were-
about.
Didn't know they were that
Yeah,
expensive.
They are. But this is just to put in there so that you are aware, like, we're not
Right.
looking to build it
What,
anyways.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we have to, yes.
Yeah.
We need to, bring the water,
Right,
which Washington Township, you know, had given us that and that. But the pavilion needs to get done. All of this would be in next year's budget. With the porta john. Right, the camera will be right on that porta john.
Right.
But, I mean, those are things that we had talked about too, is the trailers. Brent sent this over, so
No,
I
yeah,
put it in there
yeah.
so that everybody could kind of see the pictures of it.
Yeah, Google tells me that that's a kind of average cost.
really.
Well, 80,000 to over 3 million, depending on what you're doing, but a prefab.
Oh, hell, let's go for 3 million.
Single, like a prefab, single unit wheelchair accessible costs approximately $100,000 for one toilet.
So this has two.
So this has two.
You're getting a
so-
deal.
And it has
Buy
an area,
two, what,
Get one
second
half
one's
price.
50% off. Yeah.
we'll have.
Is there a kitchen with it?
Well, there will be a sink, there will be like a sink outside. So I think it is something that we need to dive way more into.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
wanted you guys to see.
So, I mean, but the price does,
Can we put a bid out to see?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, and we can have,
Just use this company.
Yeah.
They've used this company and they've, for a lot of their different projects. So they,
Well, that's a great start point, so.
yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
I don't know, maybe I'm the only one.
No,
But I say that, you know, the thing is, you say that about a lot of things nowadays. Every time you hear,
I know.
every time you hear the price of a new thing, it's astronomical.
Well, I mean, if you consider, it's crazy when you consider the pavilion, you know, because the pavilion is not,
It's the roof.
yeah, well, I mean, I know, but well, you're ruining my, you know,
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
four, I mean, this is so much more expensive than as huge as the pavilion is going to
Right.
be, but
Right.
obviously it has a lot more.
Maybe we just put some tarps around one corner of the pavilion,
Well,
some buckets.
yeah, the, yeah, I mean, but it is something that maybe we got this today just for a little bit of sticker shock, because if we are gonna start putting hardscape,
Yeah.
that are,
It might be
vandal
totally
proof.
legit, you know.
I know, it will be interesting. But, okay, so the Star Overhang project quote that is in here, I know that we had talked about, you know, we're waiting, and we'll put a bid out for the asphalt in the spring, but this company that we're using, they are the makers of this carport. So, not that we have to use them, but they're going to sell it to other people to build. So the cost, no matter what, is just going to go up because they are the ones that are matching this carport. I think that Brent kind of explained that. a
Yeah, and
little
he explains in here that the supplier, you know, does the building, and, you know, if we specify this carport, you know, other builders would be more expensive.
So with this said too, is that the carport, I mean, I would like it up, even if the asphalt isn't there, but asphalt people don't prefer to work around
Right.
obstacles. But you know, the whole purpose of this carport is to cover our star vehicles. So with that said, I mean,
What is
even.
the asphalt going?
The asphalt is going, so the addition to the carport is going, that'd be north. North.
Yeah, no, when?
Oh, when? Is the carport going in?
No, the asphalt.
Asphalt will be in the spring.
Oh,
Yeah, it was too late.
but you want the carport for the winter.
Well, I don't even know if I could have them for the winter. I mean, we can do this as a spring project or, you know, if, because we can put bids out and asphalt, and as soon as it gets nice out, you know, we could go. So our plan right now is to park, obviously the buses underneath the port that we have, and the vans will be out with the cars. So we don't have enough coverage for all of our vehicles anyways, but definitely the buses will go under there, so. And then I had talked to Dory that, you know, maybe we could buy some of those windshield, you know, where you just pull it off and the snow comes off, or. It's a good problem to have that we have too many vehicles.
Yeah.
But, you know, the more our staff is outside and walking, and you don't want slipping and all of that, so we'll see. I mean, so today,
Yeah,
I would like to request that we use this company not, I mean, we do have the time, so we can go out to bid, but if it's not going to, I believe that it's gonna be, all of the bids are gonna be higher, so I don't wanna waste anybody's time to do that. But I also know that if we need the 3 bids, we can do that.
Doesn't our purchasing policy say we
Say
do?
that we have to.
Yeah,
Okay. Bids it is.
Yeah.
yeah. Might just
Just
be,
as a
yeah,
technicality.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I agree that this is
Nothing else.
probably
yeah.
gonna be the way to go, but to follow policy.
Yep. No, I agree.
Just testing you.
Sorry. Didn't catch us this time.
Okay, so, sorry, where am I?
Washington Park camera.
Oh, Washington Park cameras. Okay, so Washington Township uses this company. I apologize. I just got this from him. Can I pass this down?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pass out some additional papers. Actually, maybe I'll do that right now while we're doing that. This doesn't have anything to do with So I reached out to the company due to the issues that we've been having at Washington Township Park with the vandalism. And I reached out to Washington Township's company that they use for all of the inside cameras. And then they do have minimum outside cameras, but they were upgrading, or Washington is having them upgrade, so this is the only quote. I wasn't sure how much it was gonna cost. I do kind of feel like the 7 cameras seem like a lot for that area. Because they are all gonna be placed around the tennis and the pickleball area, facing the playground, facing the parking lot, facing the soccer field, but all using the light poles that we have in place there.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So what I was trying to figure out is if we need 7, like maybe I can take it down to, I was gonna go meet with him again. Because I didn't know that he was quoting 7. I thought it was more like 4.
So
maybe
do you
5.
know where he wants to put the 7? Can you walk us through this?
Well, yes.
Okay.
On the poles, yes and no. Okay, because the day that he was supposed to meet me down there, I was down there and he couldn't get there, so we did it via phone.
Okay.
But I don't have a drawing of the area. But I know that, the one for the playground will go right in the middle of
Right.
the tennis area. And then there would be, honestly, on the corners is where they would be. So that's where I only see like 5. Because they normally range.
Well, it might
About
also be
180.
because of the trees and stuff.
Could
They
be.
have to put, because you have that bowl area,
Yes,
that you would have to probably have another camera. You'd have to have 6 on the pickleball, or on the tennis and pickleball courts
yeah,
to get. And the 7th one is probably straight out the middle of into the field, into the soccer field area.
on the back.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But-
Yeah, maybe.
and then
I
you-
just know that when I was talking, in my head, there was like 4, maybe 5 over by the Washington Lions Club in that area. But I really put this in here so that you could see. You definitely want it, but I didn't realize it was gonna be where we're at. I was thinking it was gonna be a little bit,
Less,
maybe a lot
like
of it
half
less.
of this. Yeah,
So I will bring this back
okay.
and/or get another price.
5-year plan update.
Sorry. Yeah, so the 5-year plan, I met with Donna Folin, because she's very much,
Knows about it.
yes, she very much knows a lot about that stuff, and has wrote 3 in her background. And so we were discussing all of the issues that have been going on with ours and the possible use of a survey. My fear a little bit is the time that we have, because this has to get in February this year. Because that's the biggest problem, though, is the MDNR have been busy in the summer, and they really don't talk about master plans. Or Maya has been on them, because I've been talking to her constantly about if there's been additional information. And so Donna's working on that too, as well as Giffel Webster. Brent reached out about this whole issue too. I think it's a confusing one to them. It's done. The plan is there. I mean, it can be absolutely tweaked a little bit depending on all of the different things that, some additional pictures and items in that inventory area. But, I mean, we are working on what is in it. It's not filed with the state yet, but we are using that as our base, so.
So you mentioned a survey. What's the survey
So we
regarding?
did a survey. We send the survey to all of the homes, or to like a digital QR code. And we did this, but it was in 2022. So it was just looking, would we want to do another survey to get more updated information?
I think that just delays things.
Well, that's what I just don't want to delay anything, but I'm all about starting the next one
But I
with
think,
her after this
Right.
one gets in,
Right, I agree.
but I mean, I think we have a good idea of what the people
Yeah.
want based on the programs and how well that they're going,
Yeah.
in the absence of people here complaining.
Yeah. Right. But even as far as like basketball courts and things, like we receive
know.
that information from SEMCOG, and
Right.
that is in our master plan. I mean, so we do, I agree. All right, I mean, to
Yeah,
interrupt you.
no, cool.
So it's gonna happen. Yes, they are. It's worked on. It's done. Now it's just a matter of, like, it doesn't even seem like the disillusion, am I saying it right? That goes into, in our interlocal is that big of an issue now. But it's yeah. It's the interlocal, I think, that they really had a hard time with, because we were told to submit it through this organization, but then in turn they wanted it submitted through the township. So it's a hard win. It's a hard no. So I would think that the idea thing to do would be to submit it, all of us, maybe all the way around. But that would, we'd have to go I would have to go and get resolutions.
Well, and I really think you need to contact whoever's getting this at the state.
Yeah.
And ask them what they want,
Well, it's MDNR,
right?
so
But
it's really
there's-
in Michigan.
But there's a person that it goes to.
I know, well, I've been in meeting, I mean, I really have been in meetings with them, but it hasn't made it past the MDNR. It
Well-
hasn't made, because once it passes that, then they just,
But what is it that is not passing through them,
well,
the MDNR?
first it was that we submitted it, and that if the townships broke up, then they didn't like how we had it worded. So I have another wording from East Point, Roseville, who was gathered together, which I thought I had sent you, but
You're looking puzzled.
I don't recall seeing it.
I know.
Are you saying that there's changes that are happening to the plan still, or not? I mean,
Well,
def-
we're putting different pictures in it, and the idea, so Donna wanted to take it a step further and go get a survey and, you know, work with this time that we have, but I mean, it
So
really,
that sounds like a changed plan then.
yeah, it's not a change plan though. I mean, it is.
If you do a survey, it could be.
Yeah,
You're right.
then
Oh,
you
no,
got.
I know, I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
I'm updating. I'm concerned about the time that we have because we're already to November. And the budget
They have an
is due.
issue with some of the language in the interlocal.
DNR does,
Yeah. It was
But,
submitted.
Yeah,
Did they send a letter saying what they had,
right?
what the
Yeah.
concern was?
I have an email, yeah. Which we have talked about or,
he wasn't here.
well, I mean, this
We
is
talked about
not-
it in a meeting, but Dan was,
Maybe send me the email.
I will.
yeah.
Yeah. Because, we're not gonna, we might have to change the interlocal, I don't know, but, you know, their problems seem to be that the parks, if Parks and Rec was dissolved in its current form, that the parks wouldn't remain parks that we put their money into, right?
Right.
I
So,
mean, if they need a sentence that says in
That-
that scenario, in that
yeah,
eventuality, the parks go back to the respective townships.
Right.
but I think they want something from the township saying that then the
They agree.
townships will keep them as
They
parks.
accept that responsibility.
And, that shouldn't be,
Shouldn't be a problem, but I don't know, we haven't inspected all the deeds of the parks. I don't know if they're necessarily deed restricted in every respect along those lines.
Yeah. You know, some.
I don't know.
Meaning that, well, each township or the village owns the property.
Right, or the county
Or the
owns,
county,
owns
yeah.
the,
Because I've been trying to work on them for the.
Like,
land.
I know Aikman Park especially, it's a deed restriction on that land.
Okay.
The Aikmans said it has to be a park, end of story. So I know that one, but I don't know about the other one.
get that to Dan.
Put a big star on top. Okay. So the budget, 26, 27. I don't know how you want to play this forward. If you would like to do a workshop prior to, I feel that Berna and I are going to be working on it, but we do have a lot of things that we need to figure out.
We had a workshop last year, didn't we?
Wasn't it 2 years ago?
Okay, it
Was
was.
it 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
Because I wasn't in it. I hadn't started yet.
Oh.
Yeah, Cindy was there.
Oh, yeah.
Me,
No,
You
I
there?
was there.
you were there too?
We sat at that back too.
Yeah,
Well, we had one.
We had one at Parks and Rec too.
Oh, we did?
Yeah. Yeah. it was-
I missed.
We were in
I
that
think
back
it's a
room.
good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Personally,
So
because
too.
I feel like it's so complicated, or can be, and there's so many, working parts right now.
Too many balls in the air. at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, so let's schedule a workshop. For November,
November.
you think?
Well, it has to be January 28th,
Well, it has,
or January, the end of January.
But then when it's gotta be done.
yeah,
Or-
It has
the
to be
budget has to be done and approved by us to go to, so it has to be approved unless we do a special meeting. It would have to be approved in the December meeting. And that's
Well,
more,
or January. Right?
well, ours is usually after the township meeting, so. So if we want to get it in on time to the township, so. So we meet
So
that,
would we do it before our November meeting?
I think we
5 o'clock time, or should we do probably 1 hour? I'm gonna work
I
at a
don't think
basis
an
so
hour
that
is
you
gonna
can
be,
have.
do you think an hour is gonna be long enough?
No.
No. I didn't think so.
I mean, being realistic, yeah, probably
Hmm?
not. Not probably realistic.
No, an hour, is probably not long enough.
Could we do like,
Our November meeting is on 20th.
When's Thanksgiving?
27?
27.
Oh, okay.
Can it be on a Wednesday?
Thanksgiving? No.
No.
Yeah.
That's the only day on my calendar that has,
Nothing?
it's my only day.
I could do the 12th. Well, yeah.
Is a workshop, we would all be there? Is that how that?
Yeah, you can. I
Don't
mean, you
have
don't
to.
have to be, but
So it would be a special, or like
No,
I have to post
you have to post, it's a workshop,
workshop? Okay.
so we don't make decisions.
Right.
We just discuss the
Right.
various moving
Well,
parts.
I mean, it's still posted as a meeting. If the
Right.
entire commission is going to
Right.
be there, you may or may not take action on it, but you can designate in the notice that it's a workshop to work on the
Oh,
budget,
okay, yeah,
Right,
depending on how far you get. you know.
yeah.
right,
It's not likely, you're not going to be approving that.
right,
Right.
right, yeah.
I can do the 12th if that's the date we're considering.
What is the date you're proposing?
The 12th,
November
November
12th.
12th.
At what time?
Yep.
What time you guys thinking? What works for everybody?
I'm pretty open.
Yeah, I'm open.
I'm not sure if you need me there, but as long as it's after 5,
So ideally 5:30.
Okay,
5:30.
Is
Okay.
that better for you?
5:30?
And
Yeah.
so would that be,
Yeah, we can do it here.
It's Wednesday though. And it's your,
No, their meeting night is
the 3rd.
The third
third.
Wednesday.
This is the second one.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's why I picked it, so, because I gotta go to Washington on the 1st and 3rd, so.
Let me go check the book to make sure they don't have somebody else booked in there before we send that. Be right back.
I mean, I can probably do it at the community center too, unless it needs to be videotaped.
Does it?
Wednesday's my only day. Some Mondays. And all 3 kids were on it.
so Clara, will you invite
Everybody has.
Berna to that?
That's right.
Yeah.
No. You don't want to do all that, or we don't want to do all that ourselves.
Yes.
Learning. Yeah. Master plan, when you complete that, who gets that besides the people in this room directly? Do you send it to the township supervisors or the?
So, yeah, when the master plan was completed, like, we had public forums, and it went to both townships and went
Okay.
through it, and then it's online.
So there's a step-by-step process.
Yeah.
Okay. When you say public forums,
A public meeting, hearing.
Public hearing.
thank you,
okay.
So that people can come and
Okay.
ask questions and see, and then
Spec-
there's a 30-day where it has to be out, so the public can look at it.
Okay. So it's a forum just for that purpose?
It is for the day of a forum,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay,
So a
interesting.
meeting
Okay.
specifically for that.
Great, thank you.
We are booked here on the 12th, so we'll have to have it at Parks and Rec.
Okay.
At 5:30. 5:30,
Where is it?
Yeah.
The one that's,
Morton
sort of
Street.
On
behind-
Morton Street.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Morton
okay.
Street.
Sorry, thank you. Okay,
on Morton Street. At the-
361 Morton.
sorry.
I can send that. Again, unless there's no room
I
at
don't
the
go
end
there
there, but
very
then we'll
much,
be in
that's
Washington. So, one of the two.
Okay, you're up again, Claire.
Okay, so the front parking lot entrance into Gilcher is pretty much completed. Well, it is completed. However, there are we'll go with number 3, the third change of order. They found that they thought that we would have a little bit more additional product than we did, to
Right.
take it out, so they had to buy more of that, and,
That's all right, don't worry.
hold on, I have my notes from Brent.
Oh, we're still not.
They had to work on the path or the grade a little bit from where it was, just so
Right.
that it met at the road. So there is additional change order number 3, which is an increase of
15609,
609.
98.
I know,
15,609,
Oh, all
98.
right. It's not those guilt.
15,698, yes. So,
Oh, okay.
the good news is that there will be no more change orders because it is completed. But we did run into, working with the county.
Some unanticipated things, yeah.
That's like,
Oh my gosh, yeah. Remember that?
Anybody got any questions about the change order?
I don't want, yeah, I don't want to be rude. but
Well, I'll make a motion to
almost
approve
79 years old.
change order number 3 to the Gilcher Crispin Park project in the amount of $15,609.98.
I'll second.
Excuse myself. I hope you don't mind.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Y'all have a nice, I'll be in touch.
Okay,
Roll call, please, Phyllis?
Mr. Bill,
Yes.
Ms. Dembski,
Yes.
Ms. Duda,
Yes.
Ms. Getter,
Yes.
Mr. Karas,
Yes.
motion carries.
so then, pay application number 4 is pretty much the final payout, including
The change
number
order.
3, the change order. There's good news, though, that there's possibility that we, because there is like permit refund or return deposit, so that would be a little bit of an increase. Decrease, sorry, coming back. But it is nice. It will be done and completed and, yeah. So that's good.
I'll be very happy. They're always down to one lane when I'm driving.
Well, then you want to make the motion
Do we need a motion for this one?
to approve the,
Final payment.
approve the,
Oh,
no?
Oh, you want to approve the final payout?
Do we need to?
No, please.
I mean, if it's money that's already been allocated, do we
Yeah.
need to?
Oh, okay, then we don't need to. Okay?
Right?
It does look good. I took a drive through there yesterday.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
it looks nice.
very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very professional.
It's like one of those improvements that are not exciting. Except for it
It
is
doesn't
exciting.
do anything, but it
Yeah.
looks pretty.
Yeah, well, and it's gonna be,
It'll help with-
Safety.
Well, and it will help with traffic
Yeah.
when that park is full with soccer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
That'll
my
be really
gosh.
nice for traffic going in and out.
we only had one complaint during the whole construction, but it was when the cement was curing on one side to the other, so there could only be one side open. And the gentleman had to sit in line for like 10 minutes. He said we dropped the ball. And I'm
Well,
like, yeah, I know.
get
but only
over it.
happens. I know. Only happens.
Part of the
this time.
process.
Least of the problems.
Yeah. We're good to go.
Unfinished business, Washington Agreement, I think we already talked about that, or not?
Well, we did, but I don't think we were in session yet.
Oh,
With the Washington agreement, we are going to have a closed session at a future date, in collaboration, I think, with the other closed session
yes,
from today.
okay. And we already talked about Romeo Community Schools, but you want to hit it again? You said you were going to.
Yes, so the Director of Business Services is retiring. Between that and everything going on, because it's a bond,
The bond,
This year.
right.
he is requesting that we look at November to schedule a meeting.
Okay.
So if Bob and Claire, you'd like to send me the dates you're not available, I've been sending him the
Yeah.
dates we can't meet, and then leaving him open to fill in anything that's open.
Okay.
So if you want to just email,
Is this, we would do this during the day like we've done before, or is that hard for you?
that's hard for me.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we did it, well, no, never mind. I was gonna say, unless we did it the day before Thanksgiving, but nobody wants to do that. And I'll be packing.
I'm
to go
not
out of
available
town.
on the 12th,
I know.
just so you know.
I mean, depending on the day, I can have flexibility. It just depends on what.
Yeah.
So if you just want to get me days that are off the books for you guys, and then I will. Is that your only one?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. All right, so Claire, get me your dates.
Okay, all right.
And then, yeah, we'll set up. But, yeah, with the
Good.
changeover and everything doesn't
He like them during the day? Maybe you should find a day that works for you, and then I'll accommodate.
during the day.
Well, didn't we meet like at 1 or something?
Yeah,
like that, or
one time we met at like 3.
3?
Yeah, I mean, like 3:30 is usually good for me,
Oh.
or early morning.
Okay.
3:30 is good for me.
So I
Or
don't
1.
have, yeah, no, I'm fine either way, but or at 5:30, I can do too.
Okay.
I'm more flexible if food's involved.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yeah, bring your donuts.
Yeah.
The 11th is
All right.
Veterans Day.
Community comments, I think we lost them. Commission comments. Don?
I appreciate you guys selecting me for the committee. I can see there's a lot of stuff here to do, and looking forward to it. Thanks.
I don't have very much to say. I know that this was a long meeting, maybe a little tough, but I feel like we're making a lot of progress on things that need to get done, and sometimes they're not so fun. So hopefully we'll work through it with a good compromise.
Pam?
I agree.
Michelle?
I agree. I agree with Kim.
All right.
And it's good to have John on.
Yeah,
on
welcome.
this.
Welcome, John,
I'm sure he's
and
gonna
what
add
Kim
to the
said.
team.
And a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Who supported that, I'm sorry?
All of them.
Supported by
Oh,
all.
I'll give it to you, Kim. Or, no, I'm sorry, Michelle.
Oh,
Some question about, him and I meeting about the PTO policy.